here at Psycho Turtle for Gym Challenge number 8, getting into Swiss round number 5, the final Swiss round, and we've got a good one for you. Gavin Michaels and Shane Gaffney here, both at 3-1. A win gets you into top cut, a loss, and you're in the bubble zone. In any case, Gavin with the very fun team, got the Pelipper, the Salamence, Golden Go, Iron Hands, Amoonguss, and Palafin. Shane with Ogerpon Hearthflame, Chenpao, Urshifu Rapid Strike, Dragonite, Amoonguss, and King Gambit. Robert, talk to me a little bit about this team from Gavin, especially.
So this, so there are some noticeable like similarities here with Gavin's team and Justin Tang's team from Toronto. There is like a big obvious difference here, and that is the Palafin coming back from the very little usage since Reg C to be on this team.
Yeah, we have not seen a lot of Palafin in a while. Felt like it just kind of got outclassed a little bit by Urshifu Rapid Strike, but seeing it here still does have a lot of power there. This one with the Mystic Water, Jet Punch, Wave Crash, Haze, Protect. With the choices for each of these players, Shane leads with the Amoonguss and the Urshifu, Gavin, Amoonguss, and Palafin. So the Palafin likely wants to switch out as soon as possible. The Amoonguss will sit there. There are two different Amoongusses, I will mention. Different Terra types. Gavin's Steel, Shane's is Water. They both have Citrus Berry, but Gavin's has Protect, and Shane's has Grass Knot. Palafin switches out, gets Golden Go in. It'll stuff any attempt for a Spore from Amoonguss, and that'll be a switch out from the Amoonguss as well. And Gambit will be the one to swap in. And Urshifu U-turns out, gets a little bit more information, and now gets to choose what to bring in here. And the Amoonguss coming back in. And eating the Spore. Gavin, definitely, it feels like the one spot that is okay to Spore is the one the Amoonguss is not actively sitting in. And that was clearly incorrect, as Amoonguss was able to come back out and take the Spore. Altogether, a pretty good first turn from Shane. It's going to be difficult for Golden Go potentially up against this King Gambit. Does have the Kowtow Cleave to just do tons of damage to Golden Go if it wants. Although that Golden Go does have the opportunity to Terra. It's Terra Dragon. And it will indeed do that. Two very, very stylish trainers. Very, very stylish trainer outfits that they have. There is the Terra Dragon from the Golden Go. We'll do just a nasty plot.
Gambit, Kowtow cleaving into the Amoonguss, and that's going to activate the Citrus Berry. Or from Amoonguss out onto King Gambit. King Gambit is going to fall asleep.
Good opportunity for Gavin. We'll see what the choice is. It's going to be Pollen Puff into the other Amoonguss. It'll do a small chunk of damage, but now an opportunity for Gavin. You can honestly just click Nasty Plot again. There's really no downside.
Now King Gambit has to take a sleep turn, and Amoonguss doesn't really do much of anything on this field right now.
Yeah, it just doesn't have any threat against Golden Go in particular, and who cares if Amoonguss takes a little bit more damage. Gambit, there's its mandatory sleep turn. The other, I believe it's Gavin's Amoonguss that tried to Spore in case of a switch out. Probably pretty happy with that result, just taking another Pollen Puff, and now is when we start seeing the damage rain down, making it rain down, in fact. +4 Golden Go.
Amoonguss is going to switch out to get that Palafin back out in the field.
Does also get a bit of a regenerator boost. In comes Palafin.
Make It Rain from the Goldango is going
Yikes.
to knock out the Amoonguss and do a lot of damage to what is supposed to be a resist in that King Gambit.
Yeah. Did get the immediate wake up and was able to get a pretty big Kowtow cleave off onto Palafin, but Palafin probably okay with that. Does have the Jet Punch. Urshifu will be what comes back out. Both these Pokemon still just don't do all that much damage to Goldango. That'll just do so much damage. It's still at +3 special attack. Still going to be really difficult to play against here. Definitely a bit of a difficult Pokemon to crack here on Gavin's side. It does have the leftovers if it ever takes damage to heal some of that off. Not a lot of good options against Dragon here. Weaknesses. Jet Punch. Quick knockout.
Urshifu going for close combat into Goldango. You know, do like a decent amount of damage.
Decent chunk, but not going to pick up the knockout, and it will definitely get taken down and returned by the Shadow Ball. There it goes. A big chunk of damage there, and now Shane with just one final Pokemon to try to beat all of Gavin's team effectively. Not sure that there's a great chance for Shane to win this one. It will be the Dragonite. Dragonite does, I believe, still have the opportunity to Terrastalize, but I wonder what it would be able to do, really. It actually resists a little bit better as its current typing. It is Assault Vest, so it can swap around its moves if it wants to. But I don't know, I'm thinking Shane doesn't have a lot of great options here.
The only reason to potentially Terra it here is if you think that that the normal stab is going to matter for something like an extreme speed knockout.
Yeah. The read is here. An Aerial Ace into the Golden Go, so no damage taken by Gavin that turn, and that should be curtains for this battle. One more Wave Crash should be able to do it. And even if it doesn't, should be able to take an extreme speed, or at least well, it's gonna be a switch out on the Golden Go. Gavin is playing this out a little slower than I would have expected, but that means that Drizzle will come down and the Wave Crash will do even more damage here. No extreme speed, and that'll be it. Game number 1 convincingly to Gavin with that Palafin that we just haven't seen a whole lot of. We've seen a lot of that Golden Go, and that Golden Go did a lot of work. Palafin definitely put in a lot of work on its own, and that's a really funny side hug. That's a good trainer card. Palafin put in a lot more work than I was anticipating.
Given how much trouble Shane had with the Goldango in Game 1, is there a possibility that he considers the Chen Pao here?
Potentially, that would be a decent matchup, especially since it is able to answer it either as a Golden Go or as the Terra Dragon. Although at the same time, it means that it requires the Golden Go to do something to hit it with Sucker Punch. That's the only Dark-type move it has.
Yeah, and if this Golden Go is trained the way Justin Tang's was, it can actually possibly take a Sucker Punch.
Oh wow!
Like it did on its stream in Toronto. It like took a Sucker Punch with like 3 HP, and he won the game because of it.
That's big, and that could matter here. Although at the same time, you've got to make sure you can even get that Sucker Punch off. It'll be tough either way. See if they decide to switch anything around for this game number 2. Shane might want to bring some different Pokemon, because that start really went badly in the start of that last battle. Golden Go was able to do absolutely whatever it wanted. See emotional support Pikachu in the background of Shane's. Giving that emotional support, that's what's important. Chain locks in just a couple seconds before the deadline and get underway. Game number 2. Both these players at 3-1, looking to push to 4-1, which will definitely qualify to top cut. 3-2 may not, depending on opponents they've played so far. Urshifu Ogre Pond this time from Shane, so an option that can beat the Golden Go up front with the Ivy Cudgel. Obviously does not hit the Terra Dragon all that hard, and does get shut down a little bit if the rain comes in. But in any case,
but is that Ogre Pond out here to force the Terra?
Yeah, that's the thing. It could force the Terra. It could at least be a big threat. It could force Golden Go out towards the beginning of this battle. And this Urshifu can't forget about it as well. It's Choice Scarf. It has lots of damage to offer. You can't really forget that. And if you bring in the rain, then you're just boosting Urshifu's damage, even if there aren't a whole lot of great targets for Urshifu in this matchup. Balafin will switch out, as is custom. Bring in the Pelipper, so the rain will start up. Pelipper is Focus Sash. It only has the 5 turns of rain. No,
Urshifu, you turning out?
With that pivot, at least, we'll know what the decision is. Knows that there's no Terra here. King Gambit will come in. Ogre Horn leeches into the Pelipper. Pelipper will barely take that hit. Shadow Ball into the Ogre Pond. Light damage there. Not great. Now that Pelipper in some serious danger of getting knocked out by another Horn Leech, and the Golden Go has to be a little bit scared of both of these Pokemon dealing with it without the Terrastal. Gonna do a lot of damage even if Gavin decides to Terra this turn. Definitely a little bit of threat that Gavin is under here. Main with the Knockout Cleave will do quite a bit of damage here, even if it does Terra. Pelipper will switch out, maintain that Pelipper for later. Moongus will switch in. They resist onto that Horn Leech, but it is weak to the Ivy Cudgel. See the Terra now from Gavin. It will be that Golden Go. Once again, the Terra Dragon Golden Go. All those resists that it is able to pile up.
Ivy Cudgel coming out from Ogre Pond, catching like a Moongus on the switch in pretty well.
Does catch it on the switch in, but not a ton of damage, and it was a critical hit. So even less damage than it seemed at first.
Goldango setting up the Nasty Plot.
Let's get the Nasty Plot off.
And Kowtow Cleave also goes into the Amoonguss.
Nice double target into the Amoonguss, but just didn't actually finish off the Amoonguss, and now it's going to be able to sit there for a little bit longer if it wants to. Golden Go also got a free Nasty Plot off that turn. The problem here is that Make It Rain doesn't do too much damage against either of these Pokemon. Both of them resist Make It Rain. So it could be a little... it's dicey. It's dicey for both of these players right now. Trying to get rid of this Amoonguss is pretty important for Gavin here, or excuse me, for Shane here. While for Gavin, you definitely want to make sure the Golden Go can do as much damage as possible while it's at its peak special attack.
Moongus switches out to the Pelipper.
I'll maintain a little bit more HP.
Follow me from the Ogre Pond.
Does bring in a Spore, if that was the choice. Make It Rain does not knock out the Ogre Pond. Very close, but not going to get there. King Gambit. Into the Pelipper. There goes the knockout onto the Pelipper. No more rain. 2 more turns of rain for Gavin, and then it's done. Balafin can switch back in now to take advantage of the rain while it is still up, but it's going to be a little bit dangerous at the very least. Golden Go at +1 special attack now. Ogre Pond at very low health, but does still have a little bit of HP remaining. Elfin with the Protect. That'll lose 1 more of the last 2 turns of rain.
Another follow me from the Ogre Pond.
Might have been trying to get in a Jet Punch. But, well, read, I suppose, from Gavin.
Now Tail Cleave goes into the protecting Palafin.
So a great turn from Gavin, getting a free Nasty Plot up for the Golden Go, and maintaining one more turn of the rain for Palafin. But also just start hitting. I think a Make It Rain should knock out both of these Pokemon. It'll certainly knock out the Ogerpon, and should probably knock out the Kingambit as well at +3 special attack. Palafin will switch out. We'll lose access to the rain from now on, but if they can get the Ogerpon out of the way while they're under rain, probably a positive outcome.
Kingambit going for the Protect, and Horn Leech from the Ogerpon.
Not going to do much into that Amoonguss, and certainly going to get taken down by the Make It Rain. Does mean that the Make It Rain will lose one stage of special attack for the future. Might not be able to finish off Kingambit at just +2 special attack. We'll have to see if that is the case. But in any case, Gavin was able to use the rain to get rid of the Ogerpon. Shane able to get out of the rain, even though the Palafin is still up. Now the Urshifu coming back in. Some good damage from Kingambit and Urshifu, even against the Pokemon here. It is Regenerator, Citrus Berry, and Amoonguss, so even though Surging Strikes won't do very much damage, it's not bad to Surging Strikes the Amoonguss if it Rage Powders, which it does.
Surging Strikes will be going into that Amoonguss.
Will do very little damage, but does do damage. It's not a complete waste. Likely would have preferred to hit that Golden Go, but Shadow Ball will come out. And that'll be the knockout onto the Urshifu. Urshifu, definitely not the bulkiest Pokemon ever, and
Kingambit is going to Kowtow Cleave and take out the Amoonguss.
Gets that final damage onto the Amoonguss, but damage is not totally, but the damage is to a certain extent already been done. Dragonite now the switch in here, as Palafin will come in once again as well. Dragonite does have a Thunder Punch to hit the Palafin for super effective damage, and does have a variety of other moves to hit the Paradragon.
So it does also have that Assault Vest, so that might enable it to take this, like, Make It Rain better.
We'll see if it does. Single target Make It Rain through Protect. About half the HP there. Not too bad of damage taking, and Wave Crash will be protected away by Kingambit. Dragonite with a big move here.
Punch.
Little under half with Thunder Punch. Not terrible damage, but not great either. And Make It Rain may not finish off the Dragonite here, but it'll get pretty close. And Dragonite doesn't actually have a Dragon move, so it doesn't have anything super effective against this Golden Go. It has a lot of neutral hits, but neutral hits aren't necessarily what you're looking for here. Especially if you still have to finish off this Palafin, which you don't necessarily have a good answer to do at this moment. Shane taking his time on his decisions. Could be one of the last turns, if not the last turn of this battle. The Terrastal now.
And
it is a Paranormal Dragonite.
To normal.
We'll give it the opportunity to Extreme Speed with the same type attack bonus. And it will.
Feed into Goldango.
Just a bit of damage, not a great chunk. Jet Punch does a bit of damage to the Kingambit.
Oh, Sucker Punch failing. That was attempted into the Palafin, but because it is already moved, the Sucker Punch isn't gonna work.
That's a rough turn of events for Shane, seeing the Wave Crash and then losing to the Jet Punch, and now One more Jet Punch should finish it off. One more hit onto this Dragonite will finish it off. And Shane will call the battle regardless. Gavin with a 2-0 victory. Moving to 4-1, he'll head into top cut. Shane Gaffney will move to 3-2. We will check on the bubble. But in any case, it was a good battle, and we got to see the value of that rain. Pelipper got some value in both of those games with the rain, and we got to see a lot out of the Palafin, the Pokemon I and many other people wrote off a little bit, but still has a lot of value in this current Regulation E metagame if you can find the right way to use it. In any case, we will take a quick break. We will be back on the other side with Top Cut quarterfinals here. Don't go anywhere. It's about to get exciting.